Hello everybody, welcome to Monday Morning Must-Knows. My name is Merlin Ralph and we got some exciting stuff to talk about for the upcoming trading week. Let's talk about three things in particular. First, let's get the boring stuff out of the way. Earnings season, it's the tail end. Now there aren't a ton of major names, but there's a few big ones in here that we want to pay attention to. We've got 174 companies reporting this week, but that might change as the week progresses. Monday, really nothing going on, so we jump to Tuesday, which gets us Nordstrom's, AutoZone, Urban Outfitters, Intuitive, and Toll Brothers. Now keep your mind on Toll Brothers here because we're going to talk about housing a little bit later on. Wednesday brings us Nvidia, high-flying tech stock, chip maker. We'll see how that one fares. Abercrombie & Fitch, Workday, and American Eagle Outfitters. More retail companies, as we saw a lot of them last week, with mixed earning results from the retail earnings front. Thursday brings you Salesforce, Costco, Best Buy, Medtronic, and Ulta Cosmetics, and that really does it. And Friday, well, we really have nothing. It's a boring day on Friday, so it's really about Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Which brings us to our second topic, and an important one, gross domestic product. Now, why is GDP so important? Well, as we know, the chairman of the Fed, Powell, and we have Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, all talking about economic growth. And of course, a lot of the stimulus and extra funding and printing of more dollars is based off of growth. If we start to see these numbers slow down, it could put a crimp on economic growth. So, where do we stand? Well, Thursday at 8:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, you can see the chart here of GDP going all the way back into 2000. That announcement comes out at 8:30 in the morning. However, the question is, how good is it going to look? As you can see, the past four readings have been all over the place. Incredible volatility with regards to GDP. Right now, the expectation is that we're going to come out at about 6.4%. That's that red line you see on your screen. Now, 6.4 is certainly much better than we've seen going all the way back over the last 20 years. It seems to be above everything, really. But is that a high expectation? We've seen some new numbers come out with regards to inflation. We've seen other data come out which shows the economy might be slowing a little bit. So when we get that announcement on Thursday, could be a lot of volatility in our marketplace. Now, the final piece, which I think is probably the most important one, we're going to talk about housing. Now, why housing? Well, housing represents about 15% of GDP. And if housing starts to slow down, then GDP could take a hit. If housing soars, then GDP could do really well. There are multiple announcements happening this upcoming trading week. On Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have HPI numbers and the more widely viewed S&P Case-Shiller Composite 20 Home Price Index. I know that's a mouthful, but that really is looking at housing prices in the major 20 metropolitan areas of the United States. That's an important one, both of those at 9 a.m. Now, right on the heels of that, on Tuesday, we have new home sales coming out at 10 a.m. Also, a widely watched one. And remember, Toll Brothers is reporting on Tuesday as well, so these might go hand in hand and give us a sense as to what home builders are viewing going forward. But we're not done. Brings us to Thursday, which has pending home sales. Now, we've seen a lot of interesting things happening with home sales. Housing starts have started to drop. Construction spending started to drop. We're seeing inflationary numbers come out. We're seeing rising interest rates. So all the signs are pointing to maybe a contraction in the housing markets. Now, that's all speculation at this point. What will help us understand that more clearly is when this data comes out, which is why it's so important that you pay attention to the housing data on Tuesday and on Thursday. That's it from Monday Morning Must-Knows. We'll see you next week.